I had been lying in the ICU, on the edge of death, and not expected to live. But lately I'd begun to rally and to feel much better. The doctors didn't understand it, but I knew why. For the previous 2 nights, I'd had vivid dreams, almost hallucinations, vivid dreams of being visited by Moe Howard and Larry Fine of the famous Three Stooges. And as I lay in the darkness, wide awake, I was tingling with anticipation as to what might happen tonight. Would it be Curly? Curly or Shemp? In truth, I could hardly wait. Eventually, I must have dozed off, but at around 3 a.m. I woke with a start. A short, stocky man with a balloon face and a crew cut stood in the doorway, looking around with an expression of total bewilderment. Putting his hand over his heart, he said in a loud voice, "I shoot an arrow into the air. Where it lands, I do not care. I get my arrows wholesale." And, as if that wasn't noisy enough, he began to sing in a loud falsetto. "She was bred in old Kentucky, but she's only a crumb up here. She's knock-kneed and double-jointed, with a cauliflower ear. Someday we shall be married, and if vegetables get too dear, I'll cut myself a nice big slice of her cauliflower ear, 'cause that ain't rationed." I tried to tell him to be quiet, only to cough and sputter. Curly's round moon face hung in the darkness above my hospital bed, as he loudly said in his Brooklyn accent, "Come on, kid, speak to me. Say a few syllables." "Not so loud," I hissed. "Those aren't the right syllables." Curly took a quick look around my darkened room, then said, "Well, being as there's no other place around the place, I reckon this must be the place, I reckon." I told him, "This is the ICU, Curly." "Yeah, well, I see you too. But it's kind of dark in here. Maybe there's ghosts." "Shh," I shushed. "This is the intensive care unit, Curly. You fellows are helping me by cheering me up, but I'm still not sure I'm going to make it." "Ah, you should try to be more positive." "That's easy for you to say," I said. "Ah, you should try to be more positive." I gave up, but he proceeded to clarify, I think. "I'm positive about the negative, but a little negative about the positive." I raised my hands in disgust, which Curly interpreted as me trying to hit him, which would be a reasonable assumption for a member of the Stooges. "Don't you dare hit me in the head. You know I'm not normal." I tried again. "What I'm trying to say is that I'm not sure I'm going to make it out of here alive." "Well, if at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed." I guess that was Curly being positive about the negative, but it came across as a little negative about the... never mind. Instead, I simply said, "Curly, every time you think, you weaken the nation." "Hey, that's Moe's line." I decided to try a different tact. Flattery. "Curly, I always thought you were a great comedian." My comments seemed to make Curly abashed, or at least bashful. Finally he said, "It was a simple job for simple people." I was so sorry when I learned you had to quit because you'd had a stroke." "Oh, well, I got sick of the dough and thought I'd go on the loaf." Oh, really? And here I was, thinking you were a poor victim of circumstance. Circumstance. Oh, a wise guy, Curly complained. That's my line, circumstance, and my accent. And then the thing I had... Oh, excuse me. And then the thing I had been fearing happened. On the wall of my room was a picture, a realistic-looking painting of a mouse staring at a piece of cheese. Now I knew from the Stooges' 1935 short, Horses' Collars, that the sight of a mouse would drive Curly crazy, or crazier than normal, and that the only way to calm him was to feed him some cheese. Why did Curly react that way? Well, apparently his father had been a rat. Ha ha. I was hoping Curly wouldn't spot the picture, but he did. He stiffened, eyes bulging out of his moon face, as he began to bawl, "Moe, Larry, cheese! Moe, Larry, cheese!" Did I have any cheese? I had gotten one of those crappy cheese and almond snack packs at lunchtime, but it had been taken away. I lay helpless as Curly fell to the floor and spun around in a circle before leaping up and doing the Curly shuffle all the way to the door, bursting from the room screaming, "Moe, Larry, cheese! Moe, Larry, cheese! Woo, 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 woo!" Wow. He hadn't even stopped to raise his arm and intone, "For duty and humanity," as both Moe and Larry had done. Did this mean my nocturnal visits were over? Suddenly, Nurse Jeannie, the one with the hiccups, was in the room simpering, "What's going on in here?" "Why, nothing, Nurse Jeannie. In fact," gosh, now I'm doing it. "In fact, you woke me up. I tried to sound innocent and failed miserably." She took a quick look around the room, but there was no sign of my nocturnal visitor. So, after pausing to tuck my blanket up under my chin, she said, "Now get some sleep." I let her get as far as the door before I said, "Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk." She paused in the doorway for a moment, then went out, and I had to wonder, oh no, oh my gosh, did she think I'd said a different word? Yikes. I began to laugh, but as I did, I began to wonder if Curly's abrupt departure meant that the Stooges' visitations were over, or would Shemp appear after all? To be continued.